done.
Oh, hey! Welcome back to the Whiskey Edition. My name is Rob, and tonight we're going to do almost the last four of the Fred Minnick Top 100 for 2023 bracket of the top 32 that I have available. We're in the bracket number, well, on the page it's up here, wherever it is. It's bracket number 1 and 2, but in reality it's we're down to, I think, 8 and 10 or 10 and 8 or something like that. No, 16. So we had 32, 16 different ones. We're in the 16s. I don't know where they are. Maybe I haven't even had any to drink yet. So tonight, Green River versus Michter's Toasted, Michter's Rye Toasted, barrel strength. That's this one. So we'll do Green River. There we go. This one's a fairly ubiquitous bottle, easy to get and not very expensive. Michter's Barrel Strength Toasted Rye Barrel Finish, not easy to get. Those two go head to head. Jefferson's Tropics Aged in Humidity Singapore. That one's not too hard to get. And this big boy, the Stagg 132.2 22 Alpha. So this must have come out right, it's 23, but he had it in it's a 22A, so January 22, but he must have gotten it in early 23 or something. So that seems a little odd, but we'll crack those open. I've got the glasses all laid out, ready to go. We'll put some in the thumbs up decanter, and we'll do it in fast motion because you don't need to see all this. All right, we'll let those open up for 10 minutes or so, and we'll get into it. The longest minute ever. And we're back. Been about 10 minutes. I thought I'd also go through what each of the bottles came in on the Minnick Top 100. So Green River was number 42. Put that up there again. 45%, 90 proof, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. The Michter's, number 90 on his list for the rye, 109.2 proof. The Jefferson Tropics. Now this is the aged in humidity, finished in Singapore version. It was number 26. Fred, we've seen that Fred kind of likes the florally stuff, so it'll be interesting to see if that has anything to do with it. Though this does say fully matured Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. So it's just where it was aged in the unrelenting equatorial heat and humidity before returning home. So I don't know if they left it there in Singapore for a while, traveled to Singapore and are finished in a climate of unrelenting. So I guess they finished it in Singapore and then brought it back home. So pretty unique. And then the Stagg was number 8, so it was in the top 10. So let's get on these. We'll do the Green River and the Michter's first. Green River is in the Great Lakes Distillery Cup. Michter's in the Oolah. We'll start at the top with the Green River. It's got a little, I guess I turned that light off. I did. Getting a little floral on the nose, which is odd for a straight bourbon, not a rye of some sort. It might have some rye in it. Bourbon, it can only has to be 51% corn and then the rest, so. They don't give their mash bill. It seems to drink a little hotter than 90 proof, a little spicier. Good mouth coat, good feel. It's kind of spicy, it's interesting. Is it my jam? A little water. And this is the Michter's Toasted Rye. Toasted barrel strength, barrel finish. Man, it's got every barrel thing in there. Barrel strength, barrel finish, toasted rye, straight Kentucky rye whiskey. So, see how this goes. Do we get the barrel right on the nose? Really? That has more on the Green River has more on the nose than this does. Great mouthfeel. It doesn't drink at 109. I thought the Green River drank hotter at 90, maybe just spicier. The Green River has a little more ethanol to it, I think. This is smoother, and the barrel finish kicks in late. I'm just getting it, so that's, maybe that burned it all off in the first one. Hope not. Take another sip. Tough. You know, I think, I think the Michter's has better mouthfeel, a little hotter without being hot, whereas the Green River tastes hot or spicy without it being maybe a little ethanol. So I'm gonna lean towards the Michter's, not just because it's Michter's. I just think it's a little bit better balanced and finished. Well, it's finished in toasted barrels, but that it's just a little bit better than the Green River. So we'll put that here. And it's funny, as Fred has a 90, maybe Fred likes the green, he had a Green River at 42. Maybe that's just due to the difference in palate. I tend to like it less florally, which is kind of the high rye. No mash bill, and the Michter's is a rye. So it's funny, the rye in the Michter's being less spicy and floral, being smoother than the Green River, which is just a bourbon. So anyway, rye for me, toasted rye, Michter's. Okay, and the Jefferson Tropics. Did I have any water in between? Jefferson with the F is in the F cup. Big Spring Spirits gets the Stagg, which is not George T. Stagg. George T. Scott. George T. Stagg. It's the formerly Stagg Jr., now just Stagg. So let's do the Singapore Sling. Oh, you can, right on the nose. There's something weird there. Man, I gotta stop doing this. It's almost smells salty. Just right kick right off the nose. It's pretty smooth, doesn't have a lot of bite to it. What did I say the proof on that was? Did I say what the proof was? 104 is the proof on it. It doesn't drink 104, it drinks less because of the smoothness. So the barrel finishing and the humidity finishing has smoothed it out, so that's interesting. That initial kind of oceany, that's the ocean name, I guess, nose goes away pretty quick. The taste is just a basic smooth bourbon. A little bit of a bite, a little bit of spice on there. finish isn't long, but it goes down easy. It's an easy sipper. With a big story about sailing all the way to Singapore and back. All right, and the Stagg. Stagg is what, 132? What did I say it was? 132.2. You know, the old Stagg bottles, you had to look up what the number was. They didn't print it on the label, so now they just put 22A, 22 ABC, and the others were like 15, and well, I think they probably started at 1 and go up, but now they've started putting the numbers on to make it easier. And they're just as hard to find, so you got that going for you. Smeller must be a little bit off after getting overpowered by the ocean. Not getting a big punch at a 130. One of the others we did a couple days ago, or a couple videos ago, was, you know, you get it to here. I think it was the Woodford. You got it to here and you, and pow, immediately you knew. Okay, well, we'll go for a sip. It drinks at 130. Woo! What did I say, 130? 132.2. It drinks hot. What I like about this, and the flavor comes late on the palate for me. What am I getting here? All the basic stuff, I guess. I don't want to say the basic stuff. Nutmeg and clove and baking spice, none of that. It's just a little, almost leathery, which is interesting. Maybe a little cherry on there, some fruit on the back. Definitely hot. Hot without being ethanol. So which of these two do I like better? I'm gonna have to put the Jeopardy clock on this one. The finish on this lasts longer than the Singapore, and that may be the proof. It does have more complexity than the Jefferson. And for that reason, I'd have to kick it to the Stagg. A little higher proof, a longer lasting finish, spicier for sure. Definitely spicier. Yeah, all right. We'll do that. Stagg. And it was number 8 on his list, which is fine. His tastes tend to have one more floral and perfumey smelling for some of his picks that he likes, that I'm not a huge fan of. So that kind of works out. So we'll bring the Michters back, because those are now in the sweet, these two are now in the sweet 16. And I'm gonna take a couple more sips to see which one of these two I like better. I've been told it's disingenuous to just pick one over the other like I did in some of the others, but you know, in a true bracket, you'd come back, I guess, but I'm not gonna come back. And just get them out of the way, and then we'll move on to the Elite 8, where this winner of these two will go on to take on the Elijah Craig 923, the C923. That was a big hitter last year for sure. I think I even got a backup of that one. All right, so back to the Michters. There on the nose, I'm getting the toast, almost like a graham cracker. So maybe it opened up a little bit more. It only took it 22 minutes. Getting more on the nose on the Michters. All right, well, it doesn't have the staying power of the Stagg, so we'll try it again. It's got good flavor. It's not too biting, except for when it goes down the wrong chute. Stagg 22 Alpha. Yes, 22A. And I've put some of these bottles into an app, and it classifies them, I guess, by other app users, where that bottle ranks as obtainable and whatever. And I think the Green River is easy to find. Jefferson's Ocean is pretty easy to find. The Michter's Toasted Barrel Strength, rye is not as easy to find. The Stagg is like unobtainium, almost in unicorn status. So I got that going for me. Let's see if the unicorn is going to come through. I think the Toasted has more nose on it. This is tough, because I think they obviously beat those two, the other two, but can they beat each other? This is a good matchup for me anyway. The Stagg has got that super high proof. I think it'd be good with a cube. That's the way I like to drink my whiskey, as with frozen water. That would tone it down just a little bit, probably help it open up a bit. This whole drop of water thing, I gotta try that one of these days. I'm not into that connoisseurishness just yet about dropping the water. Just throw a chunk of ice or whatever in there, because I like it a little cooler. I'm going to push the Stagg forward in this one. It's a tight race. It's very close, but I'm going to push the Stagg. Maybe I'm a little biased on that, but I like the heat. I like the flavor. The palate's better, I think, than the Michter's. They're both. I don't think either one of these is going to take out the Woodford or the Elijah Craig, but we may blind the next set just so that doesn't happen. So, Elite 8, Stagg versus 22 Alpha. Because we have another Stagg. What's the other Stagg? 23 Beta. I think the 22 Alpha may have replaced something in 23. Like the 22 Alpha was so late. Like there hasn't been a Stagg 24 A, B, or C that I have found, that I've even seen come out yet. So maybe that'll be like a 24 will come out in 25 or something, I don't know. Against the Woodford, and then the last batch, the last of the Sweet 16 that we haven't done, will be Elijah Craig B523 against the Bookers. Jack Daniel's 10-year against Larceny C923 will be the next and final, I don't know what they call the 32s before the Sweet 16, but that'll be the last one before we hit that, and we'll probably just jump almost right to the Elite 8, and we may just blind all 8 of those and see how it goes. No, I can't do that because then the bracket won't work. Gotta be true to the bracket. So, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe. Like I always say, pour an extra glass if you think somebody might stop by. Got a few extra glasses here. And cheers. Stay tuned for the next round.